have you come across cybersecurity solutions for the digital assets, and how do you see the cybersecurity landscape today, and how do you envisage that progressing in the future with these new products that are coming into banking?
Yeah, well, I mean, I liked Andrew's observation at the start that resilience means different things to different people in different contexts, and I always envisage the kind of palm tree waving in the gale. The point is to be flexible enough to survive and do the critical things that are necessary without breaking. It's not about perfection, it's about agility, it's about flexibility, it's about continuing to do the most important things and maybe letting some leaves drop that aren't super important at a particular time. So for me, that's really what resilience embodies. And I know we'll probably come on to talk about the FCA and PRA's understanding of it more particularly. Thank you for the cybersecurity question. Obviously, cyber's my discipline in my company. I mean, we've seen an escalation over the years of cybersecurity incidents and breaches. And 10 years ago, average person on the street wouldn't know much about cybersecurity or care much about it. These days it's in the newspapers every day. There's an incident somewhere in the world. It potentially has a dramatic impact on the company and its customers. And it is unfortunately an arms race. There's no, in the current risk environment for the people perpetrating cyber attacks on companies, the risk equation is pretty good for them, unfortunately. They're very unlikely to be penalized or go to prison or be caught because it's transnational, it's a cross-border problem. And so there is a lot of ROI available. Yeah, there's a great ROI. You can potentially make a lot of money doing it. You can potentially cause a lot of harm in the making of that money. And you can potentially cause a lot of harm because that's your intent. And of course, as Alistair's firm is and others are, the job of the defender is to try and understand what those threats are and therefore what risks they pose to our organizations and our employees and our customers. And what we've seen over the years is this kind of continued escalation of new attack vectors, new ways of breaking in, new ways of stealing things, new ways of breaking things, and then a commensurate investment and improvement in controls in order to stop and defend against those things. My observation is that we've been very piecemeal in the way that we've done that. A new threat has appeared, so we create a new control. Another new threat appeared, so we create a new control. What that has created is a plethora of controls.
Reactive controls as well.
Often very reactive, but also that's a lot of stuff to manage for people like Alistair, with the COO title. That's a lot of stuff to manage and take care of. And I think the opportunity for the future is really in line with where business is going, to create a much more data-driven and automated approach to understanding our assets or resources, we might call them. What do we have that is important to support critical business services, and an automated approach to measure those assets and measure the controls that are protecting them. And I think we're in the middle of this new kind of era where we'll see a transition from kind of point in time assessment of control to a fully automated measurement approach to control.